Hello everybody, it's Wendy, and today we are going to unbox and make a necklace using this new Jesse James Mini Mix Academia, or Dark Academia. So we're going to check this out. But our encouraging word for today is the best is yet to come. And I'm taking this one to heart today because I actually am leaving to fly to Florida to look at houses. So, yeah, I'm... Y'all know I don't want to move again, so I'm a little nervous about this whole process, but the best is yet to come. I'm keeping that in mind, right? Okay. So, Jesse James Dark Academia Mix. And it says on here, it says, there are stars inside the universe nobody ever wrote about. And I asked Alexa about the pronunciation of this name, and she said it is Laura Chouette. So I hope that's right. But she was a Canadian activist, according to Alexa. So we'll hope she knows what she's talking about. Alexa, not Laura. Okay. All right. So let's open this up and we'll see what's inside. It's very Harry Potter-ish, kind of. It reminds me of Harry Potter for some reason. So, wow. Okay. So the first thing I notice is this big pendant bead. Huh, this is interesting. Mine appears to be like kind of bent or something. There we go. I think you can just bend it back into place, but let me see if it'll close. Doesn't want to close up. I'll have to work on it a little. I think it just has gotten maybe bent in the transportation process, probably, because you know how it is with shipping things. So I'll work on that a little bit, but this is really cool. It's got some rhinestones on it. It opens up and has this little flip closure thing. And this is really cool. Look at this. There's a rhinestone on top even. Huh. So I'm seeing also in this mix that we have lava beads. So I know lava beads, you can put some essential oils on. So that would be a good thing to put inside here. You could put your like lavender or whatever you want to put on there and stick it in that. There we go. I got it closed. Yeah, it's a little bit bent. I'll have to work on it a little. A couple pairs of pliers and we could probably get that guy bent right back into shape. Okay, or if you wanted to put something a little more colorful in there that could be seen, you could do that as well. That's not really colorful, but like something bright in there would be really pretty, like a bright orange bead, or I don't really have anything laying here on my table, but something like that would be really cool inside there. So anyway, this is a really cool pendant. So there it is. Dark Academia is what this is called. Okay, so there's that, and we did get 2 of the lava beads that I mentioned. And then look at these big sweater ball beads. I'm not crazy about cloth type beads. I don't know what it is with me. I guess I'm afraid if I would get them wet or they'll unravel. I don't know. These are probably fine, but I probably won't be using those. They're just not my thing. But they are cute. They look like little sweaters, sweater balls. And again, they kind of remind me of Harry Potter for some reason. Okay, and then we have these really pretty crystals. Look at these. Look at the facets on that. Beautiful. We have these big crystal rondelles. Okay. We have these. These are really cool. These are like Tree of Life beads. They're flat coin beads with the Tree of Life on them. So cool. I really like those. They're double-sided. Whoops. Okay, and then we have a couple of large hole ceramic style beads. Ooh, look at that. That's pretty on that one right there. Can you see that? It looks almost like a little galaxy or something. Huh. Yeah, those are cool. We have a couple of large bicones here. And a purple. We've got these gunmetal filigree style beads. Okay, we have some, I call these barrel beads. They're faceted in a larger size and a smaller size. Okay. We have these guys right here, which are really cool. They're drilled this way, so they hang like this. These are pretty, I think. Just add a lot of interest to a project. And you could even put a little seed bead in there, or a little tiny rondelle maybe. If you put like a head pin through there, that'd be cool. Okay. We have these Tree of Life beads. Those are pretty. We have these large hole gunmetal spacers. We have these barrel type beads with little rhinestones on them. Those are really pretty. And we have some bead caps, some larger bead caps here. These would look cute on the sweater bead. Yeah, they would. So that is our Academia dark Academia. I keep wanting to say Academia first. It's dark Academia mix. And I'm going to do some magic here. Let me move this out of the way and pull over my beadboard. Voila, here it is. I don't usually use this thing, but this necklace has proven to be a slight bit of a challenge for me. So I'm going to be using this thing. And I'll show you all the beads that we're going to use out of the mix. So we are going to use the pendant and one of the lava beads. Okay. We're going to use 2 of the large rondelles. These. We're going to use all 4 bead caps, 2 of the smaller barrel beads, and 2 of the larger barrel beads, both Tree of Life beads, both bicones, both of these barrel beads that are spacers, and 2 more of the small barrels. So we need 4 of these tiny barrels and 2 of the big ones. And then we're going to need, I've got a lobster clasp and a ring here, some eye pins. I have some chain reaction, and I'll link all this stuff for you, the chain reaction. I have this chain. I'm not sure what the name of this is, but I think this might be the L'Orange chain in matte silver. I'm not positive, but like I said, I will link this in the description box below. So there's that. And then I'm using this really cool chain. Look at this. It's got like chain sections and then they're bound like all the way. It's really cool looking. Okay, so that's what you're going to need, plus your jewelry tools, of course, if you want to make this necklace. So I am probably, do I want to leave this on the beadboard? I'm going to set the beadboard to the side, and we're just going to work on a bit at a time. I usually have trouble with these beadboards. I don't know why it is, but I do. So, but we're going to work on it. Okay, so I've got my big pendant piece. I actually have just put it right on this chain. And this chain is going to go all the way up and around and clasp at the back of the neck. Okay, so if I hold this up on myself, it hangs pretty much right where I would want this pendant ball thing to hang. So this chain, if I measure it, I'm going to say it's right about 24. Yeah, so right about 24 inches of chain. So if you're using a different chain, 24 inches of chain to your ball pendant, and that should be pretty good for the length. That's the length that I like. Now we're going to take the other 2 chains here, and they're going to hang way down, kind of like this. This one's going to hang down here, and the chain reaction with the rondelles is going to hang lower, but they're going to come together in one spot. So I need to make sure that I don't have my chain reaction chain too long. I may want to cut a little bit off of it, or no, yeah, I want to do it. I don't know. Do I want to do it this way? I could do it this way. I actually think I might like that a little bit better because it puts the sparkly or the brighter silver in between the 2 dull silvers. So if I do that, I am going to have to cut quite a bit off of the rondelle chains. I'm just looking here, trying to figure out exactly how I'm going to do this. I know what I want in my head. And we're going to be making some beaded links. So I think what we'll do is set these chains aside. Let's go ahead and do our beaded links first. And that way we'll kind of gauge, what we need for length. So this is how I have mine set out right here. Okay. And I'm going to do them the same on both sides. Let me scoot down a bit. Okay. So here's what I've got. This is my beaded little chain that we're going to make. And so I need to figure out how I want to group these. I know I want this pattern. I like this pattern, but I just need to figure out, okay, do I want to do... So I'm going to take my eye pin. I'm going to put the smaller barrel bead, then this filigree bead, and then I think this bigger guy if he'll fit, and I can still make a loop. He will fit, and I can make a loop, and I think that's what we're gonna do. So I'm not gonna do wrapped loops, I'm just gonna do a regular loop. So I'm just gonna take this, bend it 90 degrees, right here. And I like to do these tight and have them as close down to the beads as I can, but you have to be careful. You don't want to crack your little barrel bead that's on the bottom. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and cut this right out here. And then I'm going to take my round nose pliers and just roll back that loop. Okay, right like this. Okay, so there's our first little beaded link. So for the next one, I'm just going to do this barrel bead and this tree of life bead, just like this. Now I could, actually if I wanted, I could pull out, could I do another one of these? I don't know if this will fit on here and still make a loop. It won't. It's too big. Is there anything else I could stick in there? I could do this large hole bead, but that's going to look kind of funny. Yeah, I guess we'll just stick with this like it is. Okay. Going to bend it 90 degrees. Now this loop you'll have to make slightly bigger because you don't want it to go down inside this bead. This bead does have kind of a larger hole, so just keep that in mind when you're making your loop. Just make sure it's big enough that it won't slide down inside there. I don't think mine will. No, it won't. Okay. Once you get your other, you know, link on there, it'll be okay. So this is what we've got. Now we're going to make our last one. So we're going to use our bicone, our barrel bead, and our smaller barrel bead. And again, just 90-degree angle. And making a small loop here. Just like this. All right. So there we have our dangles. Now we need to do the same thing for the other side. So go ahead and make your other side identical to this one and come right on back and we'll finish it up. Okay, so we have our two pieces here. Now this is going to hang down in the middle. Let me just lay everything out here. Kind of like this. Have our two pieces here. And I want to move this up because I don't want these chains to be a whole lot lower than this guy. Grab my chain reaction and just scooting everything up so you can see what I'm doing. Okay. Chain reaction is going to go right below this. No, I wanted to do it in the middle, didn't I? Yes. So chain reaction is going to go right here. And then this will go underneath and hook in right here. So chain reaction needs to be a little bit shorter. Let's see. I want to get it even on both sides. I'll have to take off a couple of links here, I think. Actually, I want to put that one on the bottom. Okay. It's not going to be even for some reason. I don't know why. This chain reaction is kind of... Could just be the way I've got it hanging, because these should match up, right? If I put these two together, and they do. So it's just something with the way I have it hanging or laying. Okay, so we're going to do that. We're going to take our chain reaction, hook it right in here. Then we're going to take this guy, and we're going to hook it right in here. And that should hang right about like I want it to. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this little loop right here that is right below this rondelle that's on the chain reaction, and I'm going to just cut this loop. Okay, now you will need a few little jump rings. I'm sorry, I neglected to mention small jump rings, but you will need some small jump rings. So, and we're just going to hook all of this together right here on a jump ring. And I'm just using like a, what is that? Probably a 5mm jump ring, it looks like. I don't like to use really big ones. But it needs to be, you can't use too small of a one on this. So let me see if I have another one. I should have. Here we go. All right. So all I'm going to do is open the jump ring up. Just like this. And I'm going to hook, well, I better do this one first. I want this one on the outside, so I'm going to do it first. And then I'm going to do, nope, actually needed to do the chain reaction first, didn't I? To get it on the outside. Yes. Okay, there we go. Chain reaction. And then this piece. And then I'm just going to hook it to the bottom of my first link here. Beaded link. Okay, close this up. Same thing on the other side. Just like this. And there we have it. Close it up real good. And here's what we've got. Yep, and that's going to lay pretty perfect. I like it. Okay, so now I'm going to take my links and I'm going to just hook them together. So I'm just going to hook this one to this one. Make sure you close your loops up really well. And we're going to hook right up here to this guy. So I'm actually looking at 5 houses on Wednesday in Ocala. So does anybody live in Ocala or near it? It is the horse capital of the world, apparently, from what I've seen on the internet, which surprises me because I would have thought that would have been like Lexington, Kentucky, but apparently not. So yeah, interesting. And I've already decided if I move to Ocala that I'm getting chickens because it's zoned for chickens and I've always wanted chickens. So I'm going to get some. I checked that out already. It is zoned for chickens. Okay. And then I'm going to just hook this one. And here's what we've got. So what I need to do now is get enough chain to hang, to go all the way up here to the top where I want to hang this in with that one. So let's see, I don't have enough of this chain reaction left, so I'm going to have to pull out some other. Let's see here, I'm sorry, I know it gets off the screen when I pull it down this low, but I kind of have to because it's just long. This is meant to be long. And I want this pendant piece to hang above my, you know, not a whole lot above, but right about here. I do want it to be, or maybe even a little longer. And I know that I need this to be the 24 inches, so I don't want to trim this chain. What I have to do is put a chain in that will go all the way up there. So let me see if I have another piece of this specific chain reaction. I'll be right back. Okay, so I don't have this specific chain reaction with these lighter, but I do have this one, and I think this will look great. So I'm just going to take this chain reaction, and let me get the split ring off here really quickly. And we're just going to see if there is enough of it. I think there is that can do the rest of my necklace. So what you need to do now is you need to decide how long you want your bottom, this section to be. Do you want it to hang way below or not. And then you have to make sure that you have enough chain reaction. So lay it kind of where you want it to hang and get it even on both sides. You got to make sure that you have this laying even. Okay. And let me see if I have enough. I could always mix those two chain reactions if I needed to, but I really need, I know, I'm sorry, it's kind of off screen, but I have to stretch it out here. I can't tell what I'm doing. So if I do this much, how much is that? To right here. Let me measure and see if I'm going to have enough of this. So this is actually right about 9 inches. So from here to here, I think I have enough. I think it's going to work. Yeah, okay. So I'm basically just going to half my chain reaction. Let's see. And to get these even, we have to line up our two little guys here. And that would put us to here. So let me see if I do this. That would probably save me from losing a couple pieces. But why are they coming out uneven? I don't understand that. They should be perfectly even. That is so strange. It's weird. They're not lining up to correctly on either side, like the pieces aren't. And I'm seeing now why, because these are reversed on one side. So that's okay. That's not a big deal. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to line these two up. So I want to get them to where these pieces hang the same on both sides. And this is proving to be a little bit difficult. Let me pull that up. I think as long as the beads match up on both sides, we're going to be okay. You definitely want the beads to match up on both sides. These little pieces don't necessarily have to. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut right here on the bottom of this one. And right here on the bottom of this one. And if I reverse this, it may work. Nope, still isn't going to. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and hook this on. I'm just going to hook this piece of chain reaction directly onto my beaded link. So just like this. Make sure it's closed up really good, because this chain reaction, these little pieces are kind of thin, like they will slip out of the hole if it's not closed up, out of your loop, if it's not closed up really good. Mine's wanting to spin on me. There we go. There we go. Okay. And then I'm just going to take the other piece over here. I'm just trying to, yeah, I'm going to have to do it this way to make the, it's still not going to make that even though. What have I got going on here? So if I go right here, it would. So if I cut it right here, I think I would have, yeah, I would have one link here and then start these. Okay, that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to cut this off right here. I'm sorry, guys. I'm just trying to make sure that it evens up. And I can hook it back on the other end if I need to. But I want this to match. Okay. So then we're just going to open this one up right here and put this right in. I love the chain reaction. I think it is so pretty, but sometimes it's a little tricky to get it lined up. If you're doing two sides of something, you know, like this, you want it to match. Okay, that's going to match. That's going to look really good. But I need to come up here and either add some more back onto this side, which I could do, and I may do. So if I add this back on, what do we have here? We have this one, and then I would need this one, and I don't have another. I do right here. But let me see how long this would be if I just hook it in right now without... Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and hook these pieces back on. So you just need a really tiny jump ring to do this. The little links that are on it, when you cut them, it cuts them. I mean, you can't on this one. Now, not on all the chain reactions, but on this one, you can't really hook it back together. So you have to use a tiny, tiny jump ring. So I'm just going to take my little jump ring here, and it's not noticeable, especially, you know, this is going to be up, probably hidden by, you know, your hair or whatever. So even if you have short, it's going to be way up around the top, so it's okay. And I'm just going to hook, so I've got a solid piece. I need one of the open looking pieces. So I'm going to hook this one on. And then I have, so I've got a solid, open, solid. I need one more open piece, and I have one right here. And I keep all these little pieces of this chain reaction. I love this stuff, and I think you can hook, you know, I could always hook other pieces together later if I'm, you know, you might need that little link at some point, is what I'm trying to say. So just hang on to it. Okay. And so I'm going to hook one more of these open pieces in with a jump ring. And I think that that's going to make it even on both sides, and then we'll just have to hook it together at the top and finish. All right, so here we go, putting this one on. Perfect. Okay, now let me pull this down. So this chain is interesting. Let's see how I can do this. Now I could probably just go right through here with a jump ring. I think that's what I'll do. So just a little, I'm going to get a little bit bigger jump ring here, like maybe a 6mm. And I am going to go this way. I'm going to open this up. Where is my lobster? Here's my ring for my lobster. Where'd my lobster go? Oh, here he is. Okay. So I'm going to take the ring for the lobster, put it on here, put this piece on here, and I'm just going to go, actually I want this on here first because I want it to hang inside. I'm just going to go in between those pieces of chain right there and then hang this one on the outside. Just like this. And just close this jump ring. And there it is, right like that. Okay, and same thing on the other side. I'm just going to hook that. There's really, this is an interesting chain. I've never seen this before, but there's not really a good way, I don't think, to hook this in up here. So I'm just going to do it in between the chains right there. I think that's the best way to do that. I'm going to stick this one on. And I may go ahead and close this and then attach the lobster with one more little jump ring, just to make it look a little neater. So I'm closing that up. I'm just going to attach my lobster with another little ring to this one. That just gives it a little more finished look, I think. Yeah, just like that. And then there you have it, your completed necklace. So let me put this on a form so you guys can see how it hangs, and I'll be right back. Okay, so here is our necklace. And that is pretty much how it would hang if you're wearing it. And I like it. And I did put, if you can see in there, I put a light blue pearl in there just because I wanted something to show a little bit more color. You could put something like bright pink or, you know, anything inside would be really cute. But this is it. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And if you did, like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. And I will put the links in the description box below for all of these Jessie James products. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.